YB stays on your neck.
I mean, it's simple. Anyone that saw this fight tonight could easily understand and recognize that he's not the same fighter. But this is what I do to him, Fred. I mean, it's nothing new. I end careers. I'm the baddest man on the planet.
Amen.
He's not the same fighter at all. I took something out of him. When I hit 7 and 12, I gave him a concussion.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. Well, Deontay Wilder has reacted to Tyson Fury's shocking win over Otto Wallin, and I've got to say, this is exactly what I didn't want to see, because I've made a few videos over the last 48 hours where I've begged people within Fury's family not to let him go in there with Wilder after on the back of that performance. And this, for me, me and Wilder are thinking on the same path on this one. He is licking his chops at the thought of fighting Fury, and I'm sorry, anyone on the back of the Schwartz win, you can sit there and people were getting gassed and saying, oh yes, Fury's going to knock Wilder out. And even I said, I think, to be fair, I said, this is how Fury needs to fight Wilder. Stick it on him, get on top of him. And the reason I said that at the time was because I was thinking of the first fight back in December 2018, thinking about, think about the last few rounds when Fury stuck it on him, backed him up. That's what I had in my mind, but on the back of this Schwartz fight, we've seen Fury on the inside. We've seen all he's got on the inside. He's done on the inside. And actually, after the Wilder versus Fury fight, my suspicion was that Fury is shot.com. And on that, after this Wallin performance, it looks like shotness, shotitis, degalitis. It takes time to mature. It takes time to really bubble up. It's like when milk goes off. Milk don't just start stinking. It takes a while to fester and ferment. Yeah, that's how degalitis works. It ferments, and this for me looks like a nice little bit of fermentation going on. Now, anyway, now I've rambled and done my introduction. Let's get on with what Wilder had to say. So he was talking to Barbershop Conversations, and he says, anyone that saw this fight will understand and recognise that he, Fury, is not the same fighter. But this is what I do to them. I end careers. I'm the baddest man on the planet. He's not the same fighter at all. I took something. When I hit him, I gave him a concussion. The American then continued, he's done, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. He didn't even have the best of me. We had the best of Fury. I keep telling Fury himself, if you really look deep at this whole situation, the mental health, over there, that's the story they sold and are still selling. That's the only thing that he can hold on to tight and claim to. There's nothing else. Every promotion that's dealing with him has my name involved. They may as well start paying me. I can't wait for this fight because the rematch is going to be so much different. I've been there with him before. For one and for two, I'm going to be at my best and my most healthiest. Otto Wallin put up a good fight. I was most impressed with Wallin when he cut Fury open. When you cut a guy open with that deep of a cut, it was 2 inches long or longer. He even at one time tried to grab the boy's eye and tried to pull it out. I said, SHIT, there you go. That's what you got to do. Rough him up. Put him in headlock. Put the sweat up in the eye. I F Fury up as soon as I hit him with that right hand. It's over with. I can't wait. Bad intentions, bad blood. He's going to need more than that gypsy voodoo doll, more than that gypsy magic when he gets in the ring with me. I'm all bad intentions, trust me. I can't wait. It's definitely going to be a short night. I'm going to make sure of it. It's going to be a short night, and it's going to be an interesting night. Now, listen, this is what I was worried about. This is why I made a video begging Paris Fury to pull all the stops out, put all the lingerie on, yeah? Starve Fury sexually speaking. So he's so thirsty for Paris that maybe he can get this whole Wilder fight off his mind. That's what he needs to do. He needs to take the money for ESPN and sail off into the sunset. And really, on a serious note, yeah, this isn't me being a Fury fan. This is me being a humanitarian. Now, I'd hate for Fury to listen to this and him to try and use this as motivation. I'm really not trying to do that. I'm really not trying to, like, inversely motivate Fury. And I really don't want anyone to listen to this and think, oh, yes, oh, I'm going to prove the YB wrong. Please don't. Yeah, we're well past proving the YB wrong here. This is about humanitarian aid. This video here, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't want to see the things that Wilder will do to Fury. And I backed Wilder from the start to beat Fury. I was 60-40 after the Schwartz fight that Wilder would win. Now I am 95-5, maybe even 99-1, to be honest with you. I just don't see any way. I don't. On the outside, he gets knocked out. On the inside, he's got nothing to offer. So I'm thinking, what's he going to do? His jab is so weak now. It's like a backhand. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't score any points. It does nothing. And Wilder, like he said, he's licking his chops now. He's been in there once. There's a reason Fury didn't want to jump in there again straight away. And he didn't want to get in there again, and God knows why not. Now he's dead. If he didn't want to get in before, how is he going to want to get in there now after that performance against Wallin? Wallin don't have no power. Wallin don't have nothing to offer anywhere. He's a top 60, 70, 100 fighter. That's the honest truth. Anyway, let me address the particular elements in this whole business. The first thing is he says that I end careers, I change fighters, and Fury was, I'm sorry, but Fury, put it this way, Wilder, that would sound all well and good. If Fury had come back and knocked out Pianetta and knocked out the other guy he fought, that would be great. Fury went life and death with Pianetta. He went life and death with him, couldn't hurt him, couldn't get him out of there. So Fury was already cooked, let's get it right, Wilder. And actually, he got in there with you, and you couldn't finish him. So, in that respect, I'm thinking, it's hard to say that you did this, you did that, to be honest. Now, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I think more than what Wilder did, I think it's just to do with how shotitis works. It's just more to do with how DeGaleitis works. It takes time to really build up. That said, Wilder makes a fair case in as much as I don't believe he caused this. I believe the last 4 years of him being out the ring has caused this. However, it certainly didn't help. Losing consciousness, yeah? Speaking Asgardian dialect, it don't help you. Same as when we were talking about McCracken, keeping Joshua in there with a concussion. Having a concussion and being hit more don't help. Being shot, being degaled, and being hit in the head more and being put unconscious ain't gonna help no one. That's for sure. But for me, this has got Wilder gas, that's for sure. Wilder is seen this, and I'd be as well. Everyone who likes to fight, everyone who likes or has any ideas of fighting Fury will like to see this fight, because Fury had nothing to offer on the inside, or anywhere, or the outside. He couldn't keep Wallin out, and he couldn't do anything on the inside either. It was a 50-50 fight. That's the honest truth. 50-50. Back and forth in there. 50-50 against a man in Wallin who also he doesn't have nothing to offer himself. No power, no inside fighting, no massive right hand. And that's going to be the issue in this Fury fight. Fury's legs are going to run out of gas after 4 or 5 rounds, and Wilder's just going to... It's going to be target practice. And I don't want to see that. I really don't. As I said before, I like to see competition, not a man getting hurt. Seriously. I don't know what. Maybe it's me being pedantic, but I know people think I'm a joker. On a serious note, yeah, I've got a real bad feeling about this Fury fight. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me, like I say. Maybe it's me being pedantic, but I just don't see anything good happening from it. Now, it could just be the case he just gets knocked out quick, but does he really want that on his career? Does he really? Does he need that? And let's get it right. People can sit there and say, I'm being pedantic. Did you just see the fight he had against Wallin? Did you seriously see that? That said, I guess people could argue, well, look at AJ's fight versus Ruiz. Well, at least he put Ruiz down. You know what I mean? At least the power's still there. If nothing else, the power's still there. In that respect. And the other thing is, AJ ain't losing consciousness. Fury's lost consciousness a few times now. Anyway, let me finish off quickly talking about the other things he says here. He's done, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. He didn't have the best of me. We had the best Fury. I think that's probably fair. Because the things with Wilder, he doesn't ever take much damage. Because he don't fight no one, in his respect. That said, Fury don't fight no one either, but this is what's worrying. Fury's taking damage against people who Wilder would arguably spark out. So there is, that's what I'm trying to say. There's a differential building up here. It was 50-50 a couple of years ago, or whenever ago, and now it's not. Now it's miles apart. Because be realistic now. Do you, Fury fan or not, Fury fangirl or not, do you actually believe Wallin would go more than 6 rounds with Wilder? I'm sorry, I don't. I think he probably gets done within 3. That's the God's honest truth. As a neutral fan, I'm in the middle between both of them. That's the honest truth. Now, if you think, oh, well, Wallin would do this, well, that's your business. I don't think he would. He talks about the mental health thing here. I'm not going to talk about that. I do think they've kind of drum and sold, they've milked this mental health thing to death. But whatever, some people like that, so that's their business. I've always been not critical, but I've always been skeptical of how much real mental health stuff Fury's been through, because maybe it's just me, but I always struggle. Personally speaking, I could be wrong, but I struggle to see how rich and famous people do have mental health problems, because from where the only ever problems I've had have been money. Because if you've got money, guess what you can do? You know, I'm just gonna sit back and chill. How can you be depressed if you can just sit back and chill? How can you be depressed when you ain't got no bills to pay, no responsibilities in that sense? As in, you haven't got a mortgage, you haven't got rent, you haven't got bills. You just sit back, all right? What's the worst that can happen? Take 2 weeks off, Fury. I don't get how you can be depressed if you got a whole load of money on you. I really don't. I don't get it. Just go on a holiday. You know what I mean? That's me. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I do disagree with Wilder here, where he talks about the cut. As I said, I've made a video actually discussing the cut that Wallin tried to rub in. Not the cut, but when Wallin cheated, Wilder addresses it here and says, oh yeah, he needs to do that. Yeah, Wallin's good for trying to open the cut even more. Now, I don't agree with that. You can't rub someone's eye after you've cut it. That's not right. Do it, earn it in the ring. Earn it. Don't try and cheat and nick a win because you rubbed someone's eye open. Earn it. Split it more. That's what you should do. Don't try and cheat. And I'm not for cheating. Especially that for me is particularly dirty, because a cut eye is not a nice thing to have. Especially rubbing it. Now, if your heads clash again or whatever, that's whatever. But don't be intentionally doing it. Earn it with your hands. Hit him again with it. That's what your hands are for. It's boxing, not headbutting, or it's not called rubbing, is it? So if Wilder bangs on about all his bad intentions and that, and listen, all I know is the problem with this is I could sit here now, and normally I'd probably speculate. If the fight was 50-50, I'd be sitting there now saying, you know what, I don't know, it could go either way, because you don't know, because maybe Wilder's going to be overconfident. Maybe Wilder's going to go in there overconfident and then overextending it caught. But that's the problem here. It's not 50-50. Fury doesn't have any answers on the inside. Fury doesn't have any answers on the outside. We can't sit here and say, oh, well, maybe Wilder's going to be overconfident, maybe he's going to overextend, and maybe Fury's going to roll and counter. If Fury rolls and counters, if Fury slips and counters, Wilder will just take it and keep coming forward. That's what will happen. Fury's got nothing to give. Even his prime, he didn't have much to give. Now he's definitely in. So, like I keep saying, genuinely, any Fury fans listen to this, I'm genuinely intrigued. Number one, do you still believe he'll win? So I want to know, do you still believe he'll win? Say yes, or whatever. And if you do believe he'll beat Wilder, tell me how, seriously. Tell me how you think he does it. Because even if you say, the only way I can see him doing it, oh, well, maybe magically he'll find his legs again and he'll be able to run around for 12 rounds. Even that's the case. Are you certain that Wilder can't line that right hand up again? I'm not. I'm banking with the right hand. I'm taking the cannon over the knife any day of the week. 100%. But anyway, Wilder's doing what I'd do if I was in Wilder's situation. I'd be licking my chops at this. Fury needs to be the bigger man now and just find a way out. To be fair, Fury found a way out of the rematch clause. So he found a way out of the rematch. He ducked out and made excuses. Find another way. I don't know, talk about, maybe bring up your mental health. Oh, I've been struggling with mental health, I've got to retire again. Do one of them ones. That's what you need to be doing.